How do I know when it's finally time to outsource? That's the big question that we have to ask today. Busy business owners are always coming to me saying, look, I know I have too much on my plate. I know I have a lot of things to do, but is it really time to step up and start outsourcing or delegating some of that work? That's the question that I'm here to answer today. And it's a really important one. It is so important that this could make or break your business. Let me start by telling you a little bit of story. This is a story about a family. No, not really. This is a story about how I actually got started in the virtual A-team business. I started out as a business owner, probably about almost 20 years ago now. As I was growing my business, I was kind of struggling, and I was like doing all of these things to try and be more productive, both personally and in my business. I was doing what I could to automate and systematize. I was doing everything possible to avoid delegating, but I was doing things to be more productive. And what I realized is that I was actually being pretty good at being personally productive. I was learning the things that I needed to do that. So I started coaching as a productivity coach and launched a whole business on that topic. And I was teaching other business owners how to be more productive. But what they kept coming back to me and saying is, look, I get it. I know I need to be more productive, but what I really need is to just be able to clone myself. I need to be able to have somebody that can do what I do. I listened, as any good business owner should, and I took the hint. And I said, there's an interesting opportunity here. Let me start working with people and helping them learn how to delegate and outsource and do some of the things that they're just not good at doing. But let's take a step back. What is outsourcing? What is delegating? Outsourcing is kind of this idea of, really having somebody that can do the work for you, but they're not an employee in your business. That means you're not paying for taxes, you're not paying for benefits, you're not paying for any of those things that you don't need to pay for. Somebody else that has their own business is doing the work, and you're paying them as if you're buying a service, just on a temporary basis. This is a great opportunity to take advantage when you're growing your business and you're not ready to hire a full-time employee. Now, the beauty of this is that other person loves to do what you're giving over to them to do. So those things like bookkeeping or accounting or phone calls or following up, those things that you hate doing, somebody else really loves doing it. And delegating those things to them gives them an opportunity to really shine in their own zone of genius. It's a total win-win, right? You get it. You love the idea, you love the concept, but are you really truly ready? So let's dive in and take a look at that. The truth is, you may already have a little bit of a team. You may already be outsourcing things like your accounting, maybe even something like your website development. So there might be certain areas of your business that you're already outsourcing, that you're already delegating. And what you're really wanting to know is, how do I scale that to a level where I'm doing less of the busyness kind of stuff? I'm gonna ask you a few questions, okay? And this is the litmus test. This is the litmus test for whether or not you are really ready to start outsourcing. Question number 1. Are you feeling frazzled? Are you feeling overwhelmed and like you're just not getting to those things that you need to be getting to in your business? Are you like, Are ya? Question number 2, is your business starting to feel like a job, like a job? Like every morning you have to report, and every morning you have a list of tasks that you have to check off, and it's not giving you the energy that it used to. You're not excited or passionate about it anymore. It just feels kind of like a job. And we stopped doing jobs for this very reason. And yet now it feels like we're working a job, only instead of getting a steady paycheck, if we don't work, we don't make money. So holy cow, right? And question number 3, are you putting multiple amazing projects on the back burner? Are you taking things off your plate because you just don't have time to do it? Have you been considering creating that awesome content course where you're just like, yeah, this can be a $4.95 program and it's an evergreen, so I'm just selling it over and over and over again and bringing in money while I'm doing the things that I love to do? Have you been considering getting that newsletter up and running, but it just feels like, you don't have the time to even think about it? If you're putting these kind of things that can really help your business to grow and succeed on the back burner, that means it's time to start delegating and outsourcing some of that workload. I get it. It's hard to make that leap, and you're trying to decide that balancing act between, do I have enough money to pay somebody so that I can earn more money, or do I need to earn more money first before I can pay somebody? Now, let me tell you, if you're stuck in that pattern, you are going to be in a trap, because you cannot earn more money beyond what you're already earning if you don't start delegating some of that extra workload so you can get back to doing the things that make the cash register sing. That's right. It's just one of those things. You've got to do it. You've got to take that leap of faith and know that you're going to outsource these things, and that's going to make more money come in. Now let's talk about whether or not you can truly afford to outsource. I am going to be completely transparent right now, okay? I used to be that person that said I have more time than I have money. And it was true, I really did. I honestly, because I didn't have enough clients coming in the door, which meant I didn't have enough money, which meant I had more time than I had money. And so I would do a lot of the things. I would spend all of this time learning how to do social media, and all of this time learning how to do website development, and all of this time figuring out how to best market my business. But what I wasn't doing was actually marketing my business. I was learning how to do the things that I was supposed to be doing. I was not picking up the phone call and making calls to people saying, hey, would you like to be my client? I was not getting out to networking events and making connections. Well, I was, but I wasn't following up with those individuals after. I was doing the things that felt like I was staying busy and felt like I was leading to a successful business. But at the end of the day, those are things that I should have been outsourcing. Because let's be honest, at that point in my time, I could have been making $150 an hour on a client, and I could have been paying somebody $25 to $50 an hour to do that work. I was losing at least $100 an hour by not outsourcing, because I didn't have the clients coming in. I could have been out there bringing those clients in, right? So I want you to take a pause here, and I want you to write down, what is your hourly rate? Now, I get it. You may be doing packages instead of, hourly rates, which is smart, and I highly recommend it. But you kind of know a general idea. If I sell X number of packages and I spend this amount of time putting into those packages, this is the hourly rate that I'm making. So write that down. My guess is if you're not cheating yourself, you're making at least $100 an hour. If you pay a really good, smart online business manager $60 an hour, and trust me, they are worth every penny of it. If you're paying them $60 an hour, you are going to be making so much bank because you're profiting $40 an hour. I had this conversation with somebody recently. It was a client who I brought on who was actually delegating some of his actual tasks that we wouldn't do, but that he's delegating to somebody else. He goes, I'm losing money every time I do that. And I stopped him and I said, you're not losing money. It's not costing you money to delegate these things. It's an investment. You're not making as much as you would if you were doing it yourself. That's true. But you only have so many hours in a day. You only have so many hours in a day, right? 24 hours, same as everybody else. That means that you have to leverage your time by allowing other people to do some of those things for you. If you don't do that, you are going to be limiting yourself and your success and your potential. It's very, very important that you start thinking about it in terms of that hourly rate and how much more you could be making if you were doing the things that make that I cannot say that word, cash register sing, right? Oh. So let's get to it. Let's start delegating, let's start outsourcing, and let's start helping your business to grow. Great. Now, I want you to check out our other videos coming up and be sure to learn everything you can about delegating, but don't let that stop you. I want you to call us, get it on your schedule, find out what it means to actually delegate. All you have to do is go to delegatesmarter.com and you're going to learn all about our delegation process and how to get it done, and it's going to be amazing. Thanks so much, and we will talk to you soon.